Good afternoon. My name's Ken Gwines, and I'm the Senior Developer for the Excel Smart Analyzer. What we'd like to do today in our testimonial is to show you how to use the Level 2 Smart Analyzer with FXCM. As you can see, we have a user manual built directly into the analyzer for detailed step-by-step how to use the analyzer. So the first thing we need to do is set up our analyzer, and that's a simple 4-step procedure. Just go to your end of day trades sheet, scroll over to the right just a little bit, and manage your account. This is where you're going to set your account balance at the beginning, and the analyzer will actually track your profits and losses throughout the year. So I'm just going to use 5,200 as my account balance and say apply, and it is correct. Now I want to go in and manage my risk limits. I like to watch and track my scratches, so I'll set that at $15. I feel if I made less than $15 on any trade, I really scratched out. If you don't want to track your scratches, just leave the 0 in there. And of course my stop outs, I use a 12-tick stop, so I'll put $120 in there as my limit for stop out, and just select apply. The next thing you want to do is you want to go to your raw data and check the timestamp on it and make sure it is reporting your data in your local time zone. If it is reporting in your local time zone, then just put a 0 here for your no conversion of the time zone. If you're getting it in Greenwich Mean Time, then I need to set my time zone accordingly so it will convert the date timestamp to my local time zone. It's easier for me to see when I'm getting in and getting out of a trade. I'm in Central Time Zone, Chicago, so I'll put just a -5 here, and it will convert Now that I've got my end of day trade sheet set up, then I want to go into my template sheet, and if you see in these brown cells here, this is where you can actually customize the analyzer to fit your style of trading. All you need to do is go in here. Maybe you don't take buy setups or sell setups. Maybe you take Fibonacci. So you can just go in here and do a fib retracement of maybe 68%. Now go in there and change the code, and maybe you'd want to say an F68 because you're taking that trade on that retracement line. Or maybe you take Bollinger Bands, and so you want to take a high Bollinger Band is your trigger for taking a, so you'd want to do maybe BBH and then a Bollinger Band, taking the low of the Bollinger Band. So you may want to change that code to BBL. This will let you identify the setups that you take, your strategies that you're taking in a setup, as well as your management style, whether you're scalping or trailing 2-minute or 5-minute, or maybe trailing pivots. You can change any one of this to fit your style of trading. Now go in here, maybe the time frames you take them on, you don't use the tick chart, maybe you use a range chart. So you could go in here and put a 4 range, or change the code to 4R. The source, I usually take my own trades. Every once in a while I'll get in a chat room with Billy Bob and take his trades. But you can change all of this up. And then the time of day you take your trade. Pre-market, before the market opens, or maybe you do the morning session 9:30 to 11:30. Then you can just change that 9:30 to 11:30. So you can define anything you want and let it fit your style of trading. And I've also got some generic error codes over here that most people usually take. You can also change up your error codes for your common errors that you make while you're in it, and then leave the codes the same, and just down here when you're posting your trades, you can use the error codes here, and you have up to 4 different error codes that you can make an error on in a trade. Once you've done that, you've basically customized the analyzer to fit your style of trading. What I have found when I'm posting my trades through the day, at the end of the day, of what my setups were, my style, my time frame, source, and time of day, it's a little hard to remember, especially if you're a volume trader and you take a lot of trades during the day. So we've created a daily trade log down here that as I change my template sheet, it will also change this up here. And what I use this for is very easily I can print this sheet out and actually put it on my desktop, and then I can go in here, and while I'm in the trade I can just jot down whether it was a long or short, a win or a loss, what my setup was, my type of management, my time frame, my source code, time of day, and of course my error codes. And this gives me an easy way at the end of the day to go back and fill in my template, because I've already got what I did at the time, in the moment, and I can make it a lot quicker accessing my template sheet and filling in the blanks. This works exceptionally well, especially when you have a lot of trades for the day. You don't have to go back, look in your charts, try to find a setup and the time of day it was, and cuts the time down at the end of the day of filling in your custom codes. Once you've got that, now all you have to do is go to your end of day trades, open up your test data. In this case I'm using December, and I can highlight 1 days of trades for December 17th. Use Control C to copy it. Now open my analyzer and post it directly into the end of day sheets. Control V to paste it. Now I've got my trades in my analyzer. It's that simple, easy, and quick to use. Once you've got it in the analyzer, simply hit Post a Month Sheet, and it will tell me that the analyzer is currently set up for 2000, and my end of day trade data is for 2012. So I wanted to change it to 2012. So just say yes, and let the analyzer go through and change the total sheet as well as your P&L, batting average, and sharp charts, and your equity graph. Give it a few minutes. It's telling you what it's doing, and it's taking care of a lot of data right now. Now the analyzers told me that this data is for the month of December 2012. So I want to say yes and let it process the data and put it in a December 12 monthly template sheet. Now that I've done that, it's now deciphered and broken down my symbol, whether it was a buy or a sell, how many quantity, the filled price, the exit price, your fill time, and your exit time. What your P&L for that trade was, whether it was a short or a long, and it hit my scratch twice this day, and with 2 wins and 2 scratches. They were winning scratches, but still they're scratches. Once you've done that, then the next thing you want to do is go over and fill in your customized times, I should say, that of each trade. In this case, this was the sell setup. My management style was trailing 2 minute. The time frame I took it on was a 2 minute. My source code was mine, and the time of day, 11:16, was a 2 for 11:16. Now my error code is I didn't let it pull back too far, so that's an error code of 8. Just over here, it won't take you long. You'll remember what your errors are and everything. Is I let it pull back too far. So, and it is already updated my bar chart. Now go back and do your next trade. You'll find that this might be a little tedious, but not so when you're using this daily trade log. You've already got all this data. You just need to post it over here into the analyzer. That was the short setup. And I took it on a 2 minute, so I scalped it. The time frame was a 2 minute. It was my trade again, and it was time of day of a 2 with the error code over here of a 2. It was
I made money on it, but I got out too quick and didn't let it reach its target. That's all. And again, another sell setup. I scalped that one on a 5-minute. My trade, and it was period 3 for the day. And my error code again was an 8. And now I've got another one. Simple sell set up. I scalped it on a 5. My trade, 3 o'clock. And my error code is a 2 again. Okay. Now you start noticing up in the top that it's already defining how many trades I took on a 2-minute and what my profit and average trade was and what my P&L was, as well as I took 4 of them. They were all my own trade, so it's telling me and calculating all the information I need up here. Alright, now if we go back over here, you'll see I had 4 short trades for $62.90 profit and $15.73 average. So with 100% batting average, because they were all winning trades, no losses. And of course my scalp, I had 3 scalps for $50, and I had one I trailed the 2-minute for $12. So it's starting to accumulate all your information that you just put in. Now it may take you a couple of weeks to get enough information in there to really start seeing what's happening and where you're making your mistakes, as well as what's working for you, what setup is working for you, and so forth. Okay? So once you've done that, you've basically finished for the day. You can analyze your trades for the day. And now we'll just go in and add some more trades. Now I'm going to take a series of trades for different days and just post them all in at one time and let the analyzer analyze them one day at a time. Control V to paste. Now just hit your post a month sheet. It's going to tell you it's going to add these trades to your December sheet, and now let it just run through and post each day at a time. That'll take the 19th and post the 19th trades. It's going through, checking the trades, make sure there's no changes or errors, and post the trades right into your December 12th monthly trade sheet. Once you've done that, obviously your daily trading log will help you in now defining, since you're trying to post a whole range of days versus a day-to-day trade post, that you can actually fill in your custom selection. Now you can use your daily trade log that you've been filling out while you're in the trade and start filling in all your day's data. And you can imagine right now it's a little hard to look back what you did on the 19th and what your trade codes were. This is where the daily trade log comes in handy. The analyzer basically thinks for the trader and determines where to put the trades and what to do with the trades. Now we'll just take next year's trades, which is January 13th, and we'll just go ahead and put them in the analyzer. And it will automatically recognize that the trades requires a new year. So the program will run post all dates automatically. If you wish to continue, just say yes. And now it's posting all your trades. You can also go in and manually use the post all dates, and that will update all your total sheets, your P&L batting average, and your sharp charts. Now this is telling me this data is for 2013, so I need to reset my total sheet. So just click yes and let it reprocess and set up your days and date relationship accordingly. It'll also process your P&L batting average sharp data as well as your equity graph data. And it's going to tell you you need to set up a new January 13 sheet. So just click yes. Now it's created a January 13 sheet. And now it's just tracking each day's trades and posting it into the sheet. Once you've done that, you want to hit post all dates. You'll also notice for 2012, it's archived all your data for 2012. You can go down here, and there's your data for the days of December. There's your data, as well as your December totals. There's your P&L batting average sharp charts, as well as your equity graph. Now it's only picked up one symbol, so all you need to do is highlight the other two symbols and use chart selected instruments. And now it's going to show you your symbol equity graphs of which symbol you're making money on and which ones you're not. Once you've done that, you basically have completed using the level 2. Now to go back to 2013, all we need to do is go in there to the totals, and it'll revert it back to 2013, and there's my totals for that I'm tracking for January that I just put in January 13th. If you have any questions, please feel free to go ahead and type them in. Otherwise, if you start using the program and you find you're having a little bit of a problem, try to use the user manual to help you figure out. If not, I'm happy here waiting for any questions you may have or issues you may have using the Smart Analyzer, and just contact me. at support@exceltradeanalyzer.com. I thank you for your time in viewing this tutorial, and if you have any questions, just please contact me. Enjoy your day, and we are done with this tutorial. Thank you, and bye.